digital maps are solving almost all problems. Vadodara, the smart cultural capital of Gujarat, has been in forefront in adopting location-based services through implementation of a world-class geographical information system. Its highly intuitive spatial and non-spatial data include more than 70 layers of strong geospatial mapping covering every facet of the city, from drainage lines to parks and gardens, from internal road network to gas and pipeline network, all of which captured on a high-resolution satellite images taken over a period of time. This data is relevant, updated, reliable, and accurate with a robust GIS data management framework and a team of GIS engineers working round the clock at Vadodara GIS Cell. In order to achieve its end objective of spatial governance, Vadodara has developed an enterprise-wide GIS using open source technology, keeping guidelines of Government of India in mind and thereby also saving cost. This GIS platform addresses city-level challenges related to enhanced service delivery, accurate planning, and informed decision-making by its different unique characteristics like plan, dig, and monitor tool. A tool to map, plan, and monitor the trenching and digging permits given by Vadodara Municipal Corporation to external as well as internal utilities. This means no haphazard digging, no malpractices, and no irregular expenditure. Geo-enabled door-to-door property survey. An end-to-end GIS-enabled property survey from data collection to property tax assessment data updating. This means now each property and structure seen on the latest satellite image will be covered under ambit of property tax assessment data. This has identified more than 20,000 new properties under the VMC boundary, ensuring an increase in revenue multifold, has already covered the project cost. Integration with solid waste management and city bus monitoring. These highly accurate maps and rich spatial database is serving to application for solid waste vehicle tracking and micro-level monitoring, which aligns with Swachh Bharat mission by improving the garbage collection efficiency through mapping of more than 70,000 point of interests taken at every 50 meters of internal roads of colonies and societies. It is also improved transport planning by providing digital maps and routing solutions to city bus monitoring application. Geotagged complaint management system. This will enable citizens to raise complaints just by a click of a button. This has created a unique way of addressing complaints through crowdsourcing. A citizen can now complain without name, address, or contact. Innovative initiatives.
Now that we have seen the initiatives of Chennai, Surat, Kalyan Dombivli, we will see, sir, Indore and Baroda. I request the speakers to, panelists to speak at least for 2 minutes on the initiatives of your respective cities, sir, and inspire the fellow city representatives and the CEOs and give them the knowledge that they need to be where you are today. I now begin with Raj Cherubal with Chennai. Raj.
Thank you so much. I hope everybody can hear me here. First of all, congratulations to all the 100 cities and Mahua the mission. It's been amazing the last whole morning watching the different projects that's happening in India. I think 5 years ago, if somebody would have told us that all this will be happening, most of us wouldn't believe. So anyway, coming back to our project, some of those pictures are pretty old, but now if you go to some of those lakes, you will see actually birds landing on the water. The transformation in many of those water bodies have been spectacular. Just to give you an idea of how much water was saved, I mean, Chennai is a city that has droughts and floods periodically. Imagine a water body that is 2.5 kilometers long, 2.5 kilometers wide, and about 2.5 meters deep. That's the amount of water that has been saved because of all the water body restoration. And we have also restored about 50, 60 temple tanks, which has wells underneath, so that the groundwater has actually gone up dramatically. I don't know how much we can take credit for, but quite a bit of the water problem, I'm sure, quite a bit of it has been solved. But long way to go. I mean, I think the message of smart city, that Chennai itself has to learn from Chennai. We have to learn from other cities. In fact, we've learned so much from others going around other places. The process to very quickly, it's not easy, because most of the times you don't even know what is a water body. I mean, literally, I used to call my friends Sherlock Holmes, because they had to go to these taluk offices and find out maps and figure out what is a water body. In fact, most of the time when you stand in front of that water body, you would not believe that it is actually a water body. You'll think of it as a playground with a lot of garbage, or a lot of forestry, or Miyawaki forest or something. Uh, Most of those water bodies were filled with garbage and silt and so on. So I think some success we have is because of the process. What we did was, irrespective of where the money came from, whether it's smart city money, whether it's corporation money, whether it is CSR, a lot of CSR also contributed. What we said is that no matter where the money comes from, there is a standard process. You first have to find out the FMB sketch and so on, which is a painful affair. Then you have to prepare a detailed project report, whether it's consultant done, a lot of NGOs. In fact, there are some of them are here. No matter who created the DPRs, it has to go through a process and then get implemented. That, I think, made a whole thing much easier, because otherwise what happens is that NGOs or CSR gets, they run around in circles trying to figure out how to fix a water body. So process is the reason why we were able to scale, and we are more than happy to help any other city who may want help from us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chennai. I mean, three key messages. A beginning has been made and a long way to go. There is a process to do it, and that is something which we are learning from the process. And Chennai is competing with Chennai. Chennai of 2022 is competing with Chennai of 2018. What a message. Thank you, sir. Madam Swati, a few words about what made Surat win 3 consecutive city awards. Would like to hear, and all the audience would like to hear from you, ma'am.
First of all, most warm welcome to all of my Smart City family and the team ministry, sir, Kunal sir. Thank you so much for being come here for the Surat and hosting our city as a Smart City event. Recently, I just want to say, being a Surat city team, that constantly here we are getting the numbers, because here we have a kind of a dedication as well. Many projects are like in kind of cycle tracking, and everything are being like, we are innovative the things in a way that we can able to achieve those things. So right now the infrastructure are like that is the thing that we already covered that milestone for our side. Nowadays we are planning to go ahead with the kind of a thing for the neighborhood cultured as well as. So these are the things that we are looking forward ahead, and we are trying enough for to achieve things. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Kalyan Dombivli has secured first prize in the COVID innovation category. May I request CEO Kalyan Dombivli to enlighten us on what steps you took, sir, to be where you are, and how you could achieve what you have achieved.
Thank you. We are very happy to receive this award. Ours is a classic example of how challenges can be turned into opportunities, how adverse situation can win awards. Uh, when COVID hit us, we had a very, very poor health infrastructure. We had only two hospitals which even didn't have ICU. And almost we had only 40% of manpower. But when we decided to collectively fight this, uh, we actually went into for collaborative governance. And I think the innovation award that we received was basically for our innovation in human resource management. Uh, we appealed to the Indian Medical Association of Kalyan and Dombivli and to all the associations of Ayurvedic, homeopathy, and Unani doctors. And in the very beginning, we formed Kalyan Dombivli Doctors Army. So this was a very unique thing that we initiated. Around 300 doctors became part of this army, and we took over three hospitals, private hospitals, and operated them as municipal hospitals. And this army of doctors actually helped us operate our fever clinics, helped us operate our hospitals in the beginning. And we also had a campaign called Family Doctor COVID Fighter campaign, because initially you you all must be knowing that family physicians had closed their clinics. And so we actually established cluster of family doctors and gave them free testing facilities. So initially, these doctors could immediately send the patients to get free tests done, and this is how we could actually keep our death rate also below 2% from the very beginning. So these are some of the innovations. Digitally, we had the first COVID dashboard, and I'm happy to say that MOA had actually declared it in the press conference at Delhi. We have also developed apps like Kalyan Dombili Bazaar app, which was very helpful for the citizens for grocery. We had an app for senior citizens who could not cook food, and we delivered tiffins, food tiffins to the senior citizens. So these are some of the initiatives which I think must have won us the coveted COVID Innovation Award.
Thank you, sir. Now we have the liberty of watching what Mr. Vijay Shuravanshi has mentioned in the form of an audio visual. May I request my team to play the visual for Kalyan Dombivli?
A smart city is efficient only when the citizens as well as the governing municipal authority both hand-in-hand progress and prosper. Global warming and carbon footprint are on the rise. Hence, saving of electricity is of prime importance. With this in mind, Smart Kalyan Dombivli Development Corporation Limited has taken up the initiatives of smart LED streetlights, under which the old HPSV and CFL streetlights will be replaced by new LED luminaries, resulting into 52% reduction in electricity consumption. This new smart LED streetlights project targets to convert 27,000 plus streetlights into smart LED streetlights. While light management software, SKDCL can monitor through integrated centralized command and control center the performance of streetlights, including individual dimming during dawn and dusk. Lighting management and software also enables the SKDCL for prompt redressal of complaints through portal of KDMC. This project is in implementation phase, and after completion of smart LED streetlights, Kalyan Dombivli will lead the way in controlling global warming and carbon footprint in Mumbai metropolitan region. Smart Kalyan Dombivli Development Corporation Limited, under Smart City Mission for Kalyan Dombivli Municipal Transport, will be launching intelligent transport management systems. KDMT buses can be easily tracked now through a mobile and web application, thereby helping the citizens plan their trips accordingly, with advanced features like knowing the estimated time of arrival and payment via digital methods. Authorities of KDMT will be at ease in regards to traffic control. Live tracking of the bus is an additional feature of this application. For the specially abled citizens, there will be a feature of next bus stop announcement, along with other important information. With every major bus stop having a LED display showing the time of arrival of the buses, in near future, the twin cities of Kalyan and Dombivli will surely be forerunners in the smart city race.
I'll just quickly add We'll be replacing around 35,000 bulbs with the LED, and they'll be all individual smart monitored. And we have now put up only 40% of bulbs, and I'm happy to share that we've been able to save 5 crore rupees in 1 year because of this change from the sodium lamps to the LED lamps. And under smart city, one very ambitious project that we are doing is a naval museum along the river front. Uh, at Kalyan, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had established the first naval base. So under smart city, we are also establishing a naval museum. This is what I wanted to add. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your words. 1975, when West Indies won the World Cup, people felt only West Indies could do it. 1979, again, West Indies, but something happened in 1983. West Indies were challenged. Third edition of India Smart Cities Awards contest also witnessed a similar situation when Indore challenged Surat, when Surat was getting the third consecutive city award. Now we have Indore CEO on stage. Sir, we'd like to know the way Indore planned to sort of, I would not say dethrone, but definitely at least join Surat in the third edition to be the city award winner. Sir, words of wisdom from your end.
सभी को नमस्कार। सबसे पहले धन्यवाद सेंट्रल मिनिस्ट्री and Surat Municipal Corporation especially for this wonderful event. Especially I would like to thank Kunal sir, Rahul sir. बहुत ज़्यादा इंस्पिरेशन है जिसकी वजह से this mission is being driven so well, and the whole team, of course. The success behind, I think, Indore's model solely lies upon the participative behavior of citizens of Indore. Just to give you an example, currently the most crowded place in Indore is MG Road. And we are trying to broaden that road, making it 18 meters wide. While conceptualizing the project and planning it, we surveyed around 400 obstructions in the broadening of the road. Those obstructions included residential complexes, commercial complexes, even religious places. Now, believe me or not, more than 300 obstructions people removed themselves without even Indore Municipal Corporation having to raise bulldozer. This is the level of awareness with the people of Indore that they understand the concept of development, they understand the concept of long-term benefit versus short-term hardships. And this citizen of Indore is segregating the waste to such an extent that companies now are coming and reaching out to us that yes, we want to install plants free of cost, rather we shall be giving you premium itself. You just allow us to use your waste. So the concept of waste to wealth has been exemplified by the citizens of Indore. Talking about the projects, though there are many projects, but two of the projects that are very close to Indore Smart City's heart. First, Chappan Dukan, and second, carbon credits. So let me tell briefly about both of them. First, Chappan Dukan. Now, Chappan Dukan can be considered as a combination of India Gate and Paranthe Wali Gali. Basically, it is the go-to eatery for an average Indori. And it is the place कि भाई इंडिया मैच जीत जाए 15 अगस्त हो 26 जनवरी हो लोगों को वहीं जाना है. So this was a place, Chappan in Hindi means 56, and literally there are 56 shops over there. And that area was marked by traffic congestion, by hazardous parkings. Almost on a daily basis, there were accidents, there were leakages in drainage, there were leakages in water supply. So that was the project that Indore and the citizens decided to take up. And the most important challenge was to close the road and make it totally pedestrianized. So this was the challenge we overcame by having large amount of stakeholder consultations, public representatives, the market associations, the people who are on a daily commute on that route, they all were consulted. New traffic routes were made. Parkings were allotted according to that. And finally, we were able to achieve the no vehicle zone in that area. After that, we set a target, a very apt target of 56 days in order to complete the project, because usually it happens that such projects, when they start, it takes years and years altogether. The roads are being dug up, the market is affected so badly that people find very difficult to rise up. So deliberately we set a target of 56 days in which we decided to complete the project. Tenders, procurements, everything were done before even a single digging was took place, basically. And then after consultation with the revenue department, traffic department, police department, municipal corporation, Indore smart city, market associations, political leadership, everyone came on board. And we completed the project in 53 days. That was a record time for us. And in those 53 days, we were able to put all the sewerage, all the stormwater underground, the LT, HT cables underground. We were able to install street furniture over there, greenery over there, CCTV cameras, women toilet, and whatnot. Everything that you can ask for an horizontal mall. I think that is the best description for that place now. It is a horizontal mall where people are coming, the crowd is coming beyond imagination. And the people, the market association, they themselves accept that the revenue has increased more than 5 times. Now coming to the revenue model, now we also want to get back our capex. In order to get back our capex, first advertisement, second betterment tax, third parking charges, and fourth, just in the near future we are trying to have our own local radio at Chappan. Again, through advertisements we shall be recouping the money, and our aim is in the coming 5 years we shall be recouping total capex. So basically this project will be burden free for Indore Municipal Corporation as well as Smart City. This was the first project. Second, carbon credits. We all know the concept of carbon credits. Basically, say a French firm or a say German firm, say it emits 100 units of carbon dioxide or equivalent, and its target, say after Kyoto Protocol or voluntary targeting, is say 80 units. Now it is able to reduce its emissions by say 15 units to say 85 units. Still, it is having a shortfall of 5 units. So this is where we come into picture. We shall be selling those carbon credits which are equivalent to 5 units of carbon dioxide emission and then earning money out of it. That is a simple theory part. But now the question comes, if it is such simple, and yes, Indore has done it, we have earned money out of it. Recently in September itself, we earned around 8 crores from carbon credits. Now the question comes, why do other cities or why do other government departments not being able to make money out of it? So there are many issues over there. Just to participate in the market, it takes a registration cost which hovers around 9 to 10 lakhs of rupees. We need to appoint auditors, we need to appoint issuers for that. Again, that takes money. Carbon credits market is very fluctuating in nature. We have no open trading platform where we can just go and sell them. And lastly, the whole process is so complex that it requires dedicated HR in order to delve into such markets. So all these conditions are rarely met by any government department, any municipal corporation or smart city for that matter. So this is where the new proposal of Indore Smart City comes into place. we have now built an aggregator business model in which we partner with other smart cities, with other municipal corporations, with other government departments, other rural bodies, and we take the onus of total risk on Indore smart city. The risk means the risk of having the expenditure of registration, the risk of appointing auditors, the risk of field verifications, validations. Everything will be done by Indore smart city. And whatever net revenue that we earn out of it, that shall be shared with the client body, which can be again another smart city, another municipal corporation. So this is the model that now we are working upon, and we have already around 30 cities that are working with us. And in times to come, we want to see almost all the smart cities of India working in this model along with Indore. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May now request Baroda, which has secured the first position in the governance category for GIS on surface, to share with us their insights on how they made it.
Good afternoon. Vadodara has developed GIS, Geographical Information System, which is incorporating all legacy map data, network, and listed information with various databases, whatever available with us, with Vadodara Municipal Corporation. The highest level of accuracy is maintained through satellite image procured by NRSA through 0.3 meter resolution of available globally. Then we have developed 75 thematic layers based on satellite image and departmental legacy data. Few of them are road network, sewer, storm, water, gas, water supply, street light, tree, various offices, urban health centers, malls, multiplex, and properties. There are approximately 6.5 lakh properties are geotagged. Under that, we are getting analysis of which assessment is more important than other taxable income. Then integration with various applications like for citizen services, like it is integrated with My Vadodara mobile app. So citizen can get GIS-based various location information, then integrate with IBM IOC, Intelligent Operations Center. So it is better decision support system and integrated water SCADA, that is supervisory control and data acquisition. Another module is developed under GIS is plant dig and monitoring. So now internal BMC various departments as well as external network service provider and utilities having to take permission, GIS based permission for NOC through their PDM module. So GIS is basically dynamic, not a dynamic system, it's a static system. So daily based updation is required. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The floor is now open for questions. We have our team members with the rolling mics. Any questions for the panelists are welcome.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, we can hear.
Congratulations to Surat and Indore, both of the city, for getting Smartest City Award of India. I am a group chairman of Surat City Development Committee of the Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Bhadresh Shah. I am basically civil engineer, architect and builder from Surat. Surat is one of the finest cities. It was having a number of canals and khadis once upon a time. I feel, of course, we can still do, but I feel that we could have changed few of the canals instead of making all box canals and covering it. Instead of that, we could have make it a beautiful few only water transportation and tourism spots of the Surat. Still, we can make across the river or across the city, two big canals way, spot of tourism and transportation. Always water bodies is a matter of pleasure. So I think we are missing in this direction. I think Madam here will take note of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions?
Hello, I am Assistant Engineer, Yantok Smart City. My question for indoor smart city is, what is the process for entering into the carbon trading scheme for our smart city? And then what is the revenue sharing model for the same? Thank you.
Just drop in a mail. That's it. We'll reach out to you. We shall be giving you the presentation. We shall be handing over the draft MOU to you. Other not just Gangtok, any other city who is willing to participate in the carbon credits market, just drop in a mail. We shall be more than willing to help you out.
So the email IDs of Chennai CEO and Indore CEO will be made available. Yes, just an email, and both the CEOs have committed to handhold any other smart city which is in need, and they are as much eager to inspire you and achieve.
Rather, please go to Indore Smart Cities website also. Almost all the details are available over there. The carbon credits model is also available over there. Our email IDs, phone numbers, everything is available over there. And with respect to the revenue business model, the second part of the question. Currently, the revenue business model is that we shall be having the net revenue shared being equally between the two cities. But we can always devise new models. It is very new, very nascent for us also. We can talk to cities and we can have models which are mutually acceptable to both the cities. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hello, hello. Hello.
We are able to hear you. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
I'm Devendra from Informatics Bangalore. Congratulations to all winners here, and special congrats to Tumkur Smart City, those who have won award for the digital library. I remember our honorable PM when he was CM here in Gujarat. He had initiated the concept of digital libraries in any of the states. When one of the awardee is having the award for the innovation in the digital library, our suggestion, there are hundreds of smart cities now and many are coming up. By having the existing public libraries, if you can modernize them and really increase the habit of reading than going for the WhatsApp universities, I think in real sense we can make the smart city, smart people, when they can become really make the smart cities in real sense. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe Tumkuru representatives, would you like to respond? While it was a compliment to Tumkuru, yeah, this was a message coming to all the smart cities and all the technology vendors also to look for such an aspiration. Yeah. Any more questions?
Hi, I represent Bilaspur Smart City. First of all, congratulations to Smart City Mission. I do have a question from Baroda. Sir, what are the strategy for implementing the GIS solution in the city?
For GIS, inter-department coordination is must. So whatever data is available with town planning department, sewer department, water department, so we will provide one manpower for specific for that purpose to collect that data, convert into digitization. Then the second important thing is the property survey under GIS. So we have used our social media for the property tax survey and create mobile app to fast survey. So that the interdepartment coordination and the social media campaign is necessary.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so my name is Umair Iftikhar. I am the PRO of Aligarh Smart City. So first of all, congratulations for this event to have such a nice and grand beginning to it. And I really appreciate the panel because usually what we see is the winners and the nominations, and we really don't get to see the stories behind those winnings. So I really appreciate the panel. The question is from the Indore Smart City. Being the PRO, I want to just know, want to understand that we have been hearing the tales that the citizens and the people of the city has been really supportive towards the initiatives taken by the municipal corporation and the smart cities. So what exactly worked? Which approach worked to get the citizens and the people in sync with the you know with the projects and with the vision of the organizations? Thank you.
So there are two aspects of the answer to this question. I think the first primary component lies in the cultural ethos of Indore citizens. You see, Indore is a very unique city. At this, I have found so. Again, this is really my personal thought. The first aspect which I'm talking about. I think Indore is such a unique combination of rural and urban mindset, which is very rarely to be seen in any other city. When I talk about rural mindset, I emphasize upon the cooperation and interaction with the administration. And when I talk about the urban mindset, I emphasize upon the aspirational nature of people and the amount of pride that they take in being number one. Now that we have consecutively won the Swachhta Award for 5 years, it is not the officers who are driving this mission. It is the people of Indore who are driving this mission. And again, the major aspect lies upon the ethos of those people, and it has to do something with the history also. Basically, first compost plant in the pre-independence era was also installed in Indore. So history always plays a very important role. The second aspect of the answer to this question lies in the way public representatives have risen up to the challenge of Swachh Bharat mission. I think that is really commendable because whenever we impose fines upon people, whenever we have to do strictness with people when they are not abiding with the rules of SBM, then it is basically the role of public representatives how much they stand side by side with the corporation. And I think in this aspect, the public representatives of Indore have done a marvelous job. And thirdly, I think the use of civil society, NGOs, has been done in a really effective manner in Indore. For first few years, behind every door-to-door collection vehicle, we had a team of NGOs who was going behind that vehicle. It was checking with the public whether they have segregated the waste or not. It was not the officers who were going, it were the residents of that particular locality itself who were going. And then they were basically scolding people, they were pleading with people, they were doing everything so as to they are able to segregate waste. So I think the use of civil society, public representatives support, and the cultural ethos of Indori, I think this unique combination of the three has done wonders for Indore. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. More questions?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Sir, I want to very humbly remember at this moment of one man of century, I can say, that is Dr. Commissioner S.R. Rao, who was a real Masiha when Surat was a really ugliest and rather a clumsiest city in 95. Plague came and Surat took the U-turn. So I remember at this moment Commissioner S.R. Rao. Again, salute to Indore, because Indore Municipal Corporation and municipal body has included their people like anything. In Surat, rather, we have been not do that in that direction much work like Indore. But important thing, or rather a thing of satisfaction for us of Surat is a city of about 77 lakhs people, while Indore is of only 25 lakhs people. Surat is an industrial and business city, and Surat is a very, once upon a time, a very dirtiest city. The bigger the city, the bigger the problems. That way, the Surat progress is tremendous. So salute to Surat and Indore, both in both the directions. Thank you very much, sir.
My name is Prasanna Desai. I'm an architect, urban designer. I'm from Pune. So compliments to every one of you, and especially for the way Indore CEO explained how you did it. You know, the culture and also the corporators and the cooperation that you got. My question is to Mr. Raj for Chennai. In terms of water bodies, how much has been achieved? Is there still these water bodies which need to be restored? And I'm sure there must have been tremendous pressure, because water bodies are like, people are hovering over it in an urban situation like Chennai or any other, where there is pressure on these open lands and they are always to be taken over for XYZ PQR reasons. So how did you manage this, and where do we head from here? Is there still space? Because Bangalore, we know many water bodies have completely vanished. I don't want to elaborate further on it. So compliments to you, and maybe know what is the path.
I think I always joke that imagination is the most, rare commodity in the world, right? The first water body is the toughest water body. After that, replicating is easier. And I think the issues are not technical. Like Indore CEO and others are talking about, you can always get technical help from somebody. There are NGOs who know the stuff. I think the problem we encounter is the skepticism, right? If I ask any one of you, go and restore one water body in your city, most of the time your brain will get confused because you can't think of a water body. Because it's assumed that there are no water bodies in the city. In fact, most amazing questions we used to get is that, are you talking about a river? I mean, people know rivers, but they don't realize Chennai has thousands and thousands of water bodies in and around Chennai, right? And it's all part of a larger ecosystem. So as we speak, for example, we are restoring what used to be a complete sewage dump of about 30 some acres into a beautiful water body, and connecting to stormwater drains, etc. And a lot of engineering behind it, because in 2015 there was a lot of flooding in that area. This time it was much better. The point I'm trying to make is the first water body fixing, second water body fixing, those are the difficult part. Now I think the Chennai's confidence, the morale that we can do one more water body is much high, right, compared to, let's say, 5 years ago. So I would say that demonstration effect matters, because people have become very cynical. That first thing they say is, first of all, there's no water body in Chennai. Second, why bother? I mean, if it's all going to get destroyed anyway, why do you want to waste your time? A lot of people have asked that. It's a very sad statement, actually. Why do you want to restore water body? Because it's all gone and it's going to get destroyed anyway. Why bother, right? And I think that's what smart city is all about. It's not about IoT or technology and so on. It's about raising the morale of the city so that we know that we can do stuff which others have done many times, and we can invent our own stuff. Each of these cities are inventing new ways of solving problem. So I think I wouldn't see that's one thing. The other thing is, I think we are also trying to make sure that there is some kind of an operations and maintenance built into it. So sometimes, for example, if it's a CSR, we ask the Rotary clubs or Lions Club to see if they can start maintaining it. One challenge we do have is it's not easy to find a technology to monitor these water bodies. See, initially we thought we could use drones, satellite imaging, artificial intelligence. For example, from the satellite, if an image, a square becomes a rectangle or a rectangle becomes a triangle, the image processing can figure out that something good or bad is happening. So we need those kinds of technologies because if we are talking about thousands of water bodies, and yes, public is very important to keep an eye on it, but sometimes public may not step forward and go complain against an encroacher. So we'll have to think of various strategies to not only restore the water body, map it, and the GIS mapping and all what Udra and others are doing. It's very important so that we don't lose track of those water bodies. We don't forget to keep track of the water body. Now we have command and control center. Nothing should stop a drone from going to these water bodies every day or every month, taking a picture, putting into the, if the square becomes a rectangle, send the commissioner or a CEO, a police, for example, a SMS or a message saying that something good or bad is happening. So I think relying simply on corporation engineers to go take a picture or threaten people or, demolish, etc., is outdated way of looking at things. We need to go beyond. And most importantly, ultimately, the public needs to be bought into the whole process. Like many of the projects of Smart City, after all, we're creating public space. Whether it's a water body, whether it's a footpath, whether it's a park, it's a place for people to stand next to it, drink chai, meet your friends. At the same time, the side effect is that you're keeping an eye on the water body. So I think we need all these different techniques. And last point, and I'm just emphasizing this again, we've learned a lot from other cities. I mean, pedestrian plaza, we learned from Bangalore and from Pune and others. So many things we have learned from others, right? So I think if your city, somebody says it can't be done, just maybe Chennai, maybe some other city, come to Surat, everybody has done something good or the other. I think we need to start inspiring each other. We don't have time to waste and sit back and relax and do philosophy of water and water body. We need to get into action. I think plenty has been done where you can replicate it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just replicate what others have done. That's what we are trying to do. I think all of us can learn from each other a lot. So it's first one is difficult. Second one is easy.
There was one question from here. Yeah.
Yes, my name is Akash Bansal, and I'm the founder of Project Surat. Project Surat basically is a local organization that is a resident-run organization. We have more than 2,000 members. And following the Indore model, we have realized that citizens play a very important role in making and changing the city. So we're working on various campaigns like Safai Sunday, which is an every Sunday we do cleanliness drives involving the residents. We have a campaign called Har Ghar Compost, in which we are educating people how to make compost at home so we can eliminate we can achieve zero waste society. And we have a very interesting campaign which is only present in Surat and nowhere in the world, which is called Aag Bujhao. Aag Bujhao is a campaign in which we are highlighting waste burning activities happening in the city. And we have introduced a concept of resident policing, citizen policing, wherein the citizens are complaining, telling us the date, time and location details of that area. And we've controlled more than 70% waste burning incidents in Surat, so that we are also reviving our air quality. So my proposal to all the city representatives is that we should all have a project, let's say Project Indore or Project Bangalore for that matter, or Project Chennai, so that we can involve maximum citizens to change the entire model of the city and educate citizens in a better manner. We've always seen that enforcing laws on citizens comes with repercussions as well. Sometimes the resident doesn't take it positively. So what we've noticed as a resident, if we educate the other residents, it becomes easier for to deliver the message. Currently, we are also working with the SMC in a lot of projects. We are working with the segregation campaign, wherein we are educating people door to door, because Surat is vertically developed, unlike Indore. Indore has, I think, it has more of bungalows and not buildings. So here again, the population is the biggest challenge we are facing, and also the migration level is a big challenge that we are facing. Every day we see thousands of new people coming to Surat and residing. So to deliver that message, our message to them is a very big task. And also Surat is connected to various water bodies, right? So we've been facing all these challenges. So my question to Swati ma'am from Surat is that how do we educate the migrant population who are coming in? You know, Surat is an industrial city, so we see a lot of laborers coming in from the eastern part of the country and the northern part of the country. So ma'am, how do we reach out to that population?
As far as migration is concerned, we all know that Surat is the fastest growing city all over in Asian countries. So right now, to educate the migrant people, we just have to focus on the things that on their living livelihood, their spaces, as well as they have to. We have to, we have to make a cycle by the officials, public representatives, and the NGOs. These are the kind of things that we all together join hands and make efforts on particular manner where migrant people and those people not coming from the segregation part, we just want to educate them in a manner that they know how the cities are working nowadays, how the segregation are doing, what the governments are actually doing for all these things. And these things are being able to, we can make it by the awareness, like social media awareness, other campaignings. We can have a, have a sessions over in cities to make civilians aware about this thing. These are the things we can able to, things can happen in Surat also.
Thank you, ma'am. One last question before we break for tea.
Last but not the least, finally. Good afternoon, all the CEOs. My name is Shampa. I'm a co-founder of a company called Citylity. My first question is for everybody in regard to carbon trading. So, do you think there is any standard compliance framework available based on which this exchange is happening? If yes, maybe you can throw some light on that. Second question is particularly to Swati ma'am. The question is, there is no return flight from Surat to Hyderabad in the evening. So we are talking about Surat becoming the fastest growing city in the world. So this connectivity issue, if you probably address to the airlines or aviations, so that would be great. I think this is a very important point because we work in the mobility and connectivity scenario.
For this thing, I just want to say that you can see for the first time Surat hosting a national event. So nowadays your question are going to in answer soon.
Thank you, ma'am. Maybe the other one on the carbon exchange or trading, if any of you can highlight, is there a framework or compliance that we're going to follow? If not now, then maybe in the future.
So there are many aspects to this question. First, if we talk about carbon trading framework, what are we exactly talking about? Are we talking about the carbon credits itself? Or are we talking about merely the targets that can be traded? Currently, if I talk about the first aspect, the trading of carbon credits, that framework, the initial framework was CDM, as we all know, the Clean Development Mechanism that came as a result of the Kyoto Protocol. But there were many political compulsions, international compulsions, due to which it was not a very successful one. Nowadays, it is more of a NGO market, the voluntary market that has taken the place of CDM. And such frameworks are there. There are many frameworks, like VCS framework is there from Vera. We have GCC framework, GES framework, plastic credits is there, gold standard CER, gold standard VER. There are many frameworks. But again, as I said before, it is in a very nascent stage. In India in particular, we do not have any framework, nor do we have any trading platform. So we do have to depend upon these foreign frameworks in which also we are working. So we hope as this market matures in future, in times to come, we shall be seeing such regulatory frameworks coming up in India also. Thank you.
That's the end of the question and answer session. A lot of excitement. I mean, when it's an award ceremony day, I mean, it should be the day of celebrations, but the celebrations don't end because all we learned today was about what was done till now for which the awards were won. But this conference has 5 sub-themes. We still have to explore the digital dunya. We still have to go and explore the climate cafe. We have to check what is there in Finance Ka Adda. We have to see and shop in the Innovation Bazaar. Lot of excitement, and we have few important announcements. I request Director Smart Cities for some of these announcements.
A very good afternoon, everyone. So nice to speak to all of you. First of all, congratulations to all the winners. I know this has been a long day, and I don't want to take too much time coming between you and the high tea, and after that, the cultural event that follows. But just wanted to tell you about the schedule for tomorrow. And of course, you must have seen the agenda. There are several thematic sessions that are planned in the 5 pavilions that we have planned for you, designed for you. So kindly enjoy yourself, experience the sessions, experience the various activities that have been planned there. However, all of you must have downloaded the Smart Cities conference app, the SCSU app. If you haven't, then this announcement is basically to request you to first download the app. And once you have downloaded the app, on the left-hand side, when you click on the 3 lines, there will be an option for the e-passport. So what is this e-passport? If you just click on the information section there, it will tell you about how you should be looking out for QR codes tomorrow when you are there at the various pavilions while you're attending the sessions. So register yourself, log in your activities, log in your attendance at the various events, and whoever has, and you will be getting reward points for that. Whoever logs in the maximum number of reward points, there will be a reward at the end of the day, which will be given by the mission. So don't forget to look out for the QR codes. So whichever pavilion you go to, whichever session you attend, at the start of the session, just look for the QR code. You can also request the people who would be manning the stations to guide you on where the QR codes are placed. If you play any game, any activities, because there are several games and activities that have been planned for tomorrow. So please look out for the QR codes even at those locations. So that's all from my end. I would now hand it over to Navamalika to take you forward.
We'll now break for tea. Tea is scheduled for an hour, after which you're free to visit all the pavilions. A cultural program is scheduled at 7 p.m. at the JW Marriott Lawns, which will be followed by a gala dinner. All attendees are invited for the same. Thank you.
Food Hub, 56 दुकान